Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the channel and thank you all so much for being here. This is going to be your June 2022 tarot reading with an oracle card at the end. So let's jump right into it with Spirit. If you guys would like to take a second to connect, to open your mind and your heart to whatever message comes out, ask Spirit to speak to you, to deliver a message specifically for you. Very much welcomed. Also, if you would like to call on any specific beings of light that you would like to be here, guardian angels, archangels, ancestors, anything like that, any beings of light that you would like to be present, please feel free to do so. The more, the merrier. So, Spirit, speak to me and through me, please, to the Scorpio collective. What do they need to know at this time? Most accurate, relevant messages for Scorpio, please, Spirit. What do they need to know at this time? What messages do we have for Scorpio? Clear and concise, accurate, relevant, necessary messages for Scorpio, please. I hope you guys are all enjoying your spring transition into summer. A magical time of year. Me personally, June is my favorite month of the year. I'm a little bit biased because it is my birthday month, but my season and your guys' season are actually my favorite seasons, because obviously mine for obvious reasons, and your guys' because I love Halloween and I love that transition into fall and those fall months and just, I don't know, the energy around it. Love it, love it, love it. So anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying your shifts and your seasons and all of that. So far, we have the star for your current energy that you're kind of seeping in at this moment, stewing in, embracing, embodying the star. Your challenge is showing up as the Hanged One, which is Pisces energy. Recent past, Four of Wands, near future, Queen of Swords. Okay, and there's two more cards. Near future, Queen of Swords. Did I already say that? Yes, I did. Above, Six of Swords. Below, King of Wands. Advice from Spirit, Eight of Wands. Oh my gosh. External forces, energies around you, external to you, Page of Pentacles, hopes and fears, the King of Pentacles, and your outcome, the Two of Cups. You had the High Priestess here. The Nine of Wands came out with that Two of Cups. I'm going to keep that in mind and just note that. And then on the bottom of the deck here, we have the High Priestess. Kind of the backdrop for all of this. So, let's talk about it. Current energy showing up as the star. I did your guys' reading a second ago, but it was like I was tripping on my words and whatever else. So I stopped it and started again, reconnected. It just felt very forced and disconnected. So in that reading though, you got the High Priestess, but it was more so like it came out as you on a platform, you sharing your voice and having an audience and having something to say that people are wanting to hear. And now the Star card is showing up. So I feel like it might be, and the High Priestess was on the bottom of the deck again. So I feel like you not only are very connected to Spirit and maybe receiving downloads and messages from Spirit that you are then translating to an audience. I very much feel like you have a social, like an online presence, whether this is a podcast, a blog, if people still even do those, Instagram page, something where maybe you are taking esoteric things and kind of translating what Spirit is giving you for an audience. And With this star card coming out, I feel like that might be on a much bigger scale than I had originally thought. Like your following might be a lot bigger than I had originally thought. And if it's not yet, it will be with this star card showing up. It's very much taking what you've been through, specifically healing. I'm getting really big. Maybe you've gone through a huge transformation via healing yourself. And now you are kind of guiding others down the same path. But I feel like you're doing it in a way that is very much in the spotlight, if that makes sense. Very much people kind of hanging on to your every word. Like, what do they have? What are they going to do next? People wanting to work with you, be around you, just to be in your light. You're shining very bright, very attractive to people. And I feel like you're doing it in a way that's very authentic to yourself. You're not oversharing, which by nature, that's not who you guys are. You kind of keep things close to your chest. And I feel like you're being true to that. It's not like you're making a mockery out of your life and showing all these parts of your life that you don't want to share. It feels very true to who you are and just you being yourself and continuing on your healing journey and receiving more healing because of it. What's popping up as a challenge for you right now, the Hanged One, you could be having a hard time changing perspectives or like changing your mind about something. It could be a situation where someone is approaching you and you're just like dead set on your way, and you're not really seeing things from other points of view. This could also be a conflict with someone where, again, you're having a hard time putting yourself in their shoes and seeing where they're coming from. And it could be causing some conflict. You could be very stubborn on an opinion or, an opinion that you have. I feel like you're very unwilling to move, or maybe even unable. It might not be that you're unwilling. You might be willing. You're just not able for whatever reason. You're having a hard time seeing things in a different way, a different light. Maybe there's something that is inviting you to see it from a different perspective, approach it from a different perspective. Maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck making a decision, or a little bit stuck in a particular area of your life. And it will require you to see it in a different light, to change your perspective, to hang upside down. What's the other one? Handstand? But hand walking? I don't know. Just, I think it's going to require you to change your perspective, and you might be struggling with that a little bit. I would say maybe change your surroundings if you are having an issue with that. I would also try to tap into a little bit of Pisces energy. We all have it within us. Maybe even look in your chart and see where, if at all, you have Pisces. Again, most of us will have it somewhere in our chart, but there are some people who just won't. There are some signs that I don't have at all in my chart. So it's really hard for me to relate to them, and maybe that's what's happening with this, is Spirit's inviting you to approach something from a Pisces perspective and be a little bit more fluid and not so rigid, a little bit more flexible, go with the flow, instead of maybe so guarded, and that could be what you're struggling with. So I would say water would be a good change of scenery. If you have been around mountains or whatever, kind of landlocked, I would say water could be an inspiration for you and help you change your perspective about things a little bit. But yeah, just, I feel like you need to switch it up with your scenery a little bit. If you're able, obviously, of course, even if that's just going for a walk, going a different route to wherever you go on a regular basis. If you have a certain routine that you do, maybe just switch it up, and it could be something as simple as the way that you drive to the grocery store or to work or wherever it is that you go on a routine basis. Just taking a different route could inspire you and make something kind of click for you. Recent past. Showing up here with the Four of Wands. This is like graduation energy, so it's no surprise that you're getting this in your recent past. You yourself could have recently graduated. You could just find yourself going to a lot of graduation celebrations. It could be siblings that have graduated high school and you've been attending a lot of parties. This is also wedding energy. Again, no surprise, 'tis the season, right? You could be attending lots of weddings, or have recently attended lots of weddings. So it feels like you're kind of riding a wave of celebration and party and family, friends, raising a glass, toasting to. But this is definitely a card of accomplishments and then the accompanying celebration that comes with the accomplishments. And then moving into the future, so probably in the next few months, I would say, even by the end of June, if that's how quickly your timeline is progressing, the Queen of Swords energy, this is going to be a very good time for you to kind of see again, this I feel like this is when that change of perspective comes in, because this is not your typical energy, and this is not typically how you approach things. These people are very analytical. They're very cut and dry. It's very much this way or that way. There really isn't a middle or an in-between or a gray area. It's very much, this is the way that it's going to be, and if you go against that, they're the harshest of the queens. So other queens could be very loving, very nurturing, very open. The Queen of Swords tends to be a little bit on the colder side, so maybe you're being more diplomatic than usual, or sorry, not diplomatic, but more pragmatic. Thank you, that's the word I was looking for. Very logical, very much analyzing and thinking instead of feeling your way through things. This could also be an air sign person or someone who is very air present, which would be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And when I say air, I mean all of those things that I just described. So it could be a boss who is this way, a parent, anybody really. It could just be that you are encountering this sort of energy. But I really do feel like this is going to be you. I tend to keep these readings all about the person who is viewing them, all about the person who is getting the reading, and not so much about energies around them, except for the external, because that's specifically what we're asking. Like, what? Sorry, there are some weird-ass noises happening outside. Catching me off guard. But that's, yeah, obviously what we're specifically asking. So in your headspace, what you are putting a lot of thought into right now, travel. Not just travel, but also leaving things behind, specifically chaotic situations, self-destructive behavior, putting yourself in environments and situations that are not safe for you, that are chaotic, that are confrontational, deceptive even. Moving away from all of that and taking whoever is closest to you, whoever you love, along with you, creating just this natural sense of calm and safeness, moving out of murky, mucky, shaky waters into something more stable, more calm, more predictable even. I feel like a lot of your thought is going into that, because that is what you are trying to create for yourself. That is why you work. That is why you operate the way that you operate, because I feel like you not only want to achieve this, but you want to maintain it. That's kind of the state that you always want to be in, just kind of an even keeled, you know what to expect. It's not one of those things where you have people in your life. Sorry, I'm closing my window because it's getting kind of loud out there. Where you have people in your life who, when you walk into the room or when they call you, when they text you, you never really know what you're going to get. You never know which version of them. Like, it's the opposite of that. You always know what you're going to get, and that might be because you are choosing not to associate with the people that are unpredictable, who create this sense of chaos in you. I feel like you're really focusing a lot of your attention on your circle, the people that are in it, and where you're going. Maybe even planning a trip. If we're taking this is a card of travel. If we're taking that very, very literally, you could be planning a trip. So that's taking up a lot of your mental space. King of Wands is what is showing up in your subconscious. So this is, whether you're aware of it or not, what is kind of the driving force within you. And that's the King of Wands. This is a very big picture, very passionate, idealistic, has a vision of the world, and is bound and determined to create it. They're very powerful. They're very passionate, like I said before. Charismatic, charming, all of these things that make it easy to create your vision here on Earth. And that's kind of the underlying what propels you towards the things that you want. So it's a very powerful, amazing energy actually to have in a subconscious, because it's kind of this self-operating, self-piloting, I don't want to say machine because you're not a machine, but it's like this self-driving force. I don't know, it's a lot of passion that I see, and you're very much able to see the big picture because of this energy. I would say if you're not focused on positive things and what you want in your life, big picture, I would put more of your energy into that and kind of sync these two things up, your subconscious and your conscious. These aren't opposite ends of the spectrum at all. These are very much in tune. You want to do something, your subconscious is on board. But I will say, maybe, again, focus on the big picture. If there is a business that you want to start, kind of lay out what that looks like 5 years, 10 years down the road, all the people that you want to employ, all of the things, products, whatever it is that you want to do. Kind of dream big is what I'm getting. It's a good time for that. Advice from Spirit kind of reiterates that. 8 of Wands, this is very fast moving, action oriented. It's time to go. It's time to do. If you have been spending a lot of time thinking about traveling, it's time to take the trip. It's time to I don't want to say it's time to do the thing, whatever it is. It's time to take the leap, because this energy that is surrounding you and coming in for you is very supportive. It's very supportive of you doing. It's not so much going to support inaction and indecisiveness and not knowingness. That's why I'm saying now to kind of have this big picture plan, so you can always keep that in the back of your mind. When opportunities do arise kind of quickly, it's easy for you to gauge whether it aligns with you or not, because you kind of hold this constant image of where you're going, right? I do feel like there's going to be a lot of things happening very fast. Once you do make this first step, once you do book the flight, book the hotel, book the trip, the move, whatever it is that you've been kind of contemplating, and Spirit saying, now's the time. June is going to be a big month for you guys as far as travel and decision making. And I feel like once you make that first initial step, decision, whatever, the ball is just going to keep, the snowball is going to keep rolling. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to be easier for you to make decisions faster, again, because you've got this plan developed, and you're not just, it's not flying by the seat of your pants. It's very well thought out, but it might be kind of fast. So it will feel like, and maybe even look like to people around you, that you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, but you're definitely not. Energies around you, external to you. The Page of Pentacles, very loyal energy. This could be from your friends, from your family. People are just very devoted to you at this time. Again, your audience following, whatever you want to call it. I feel like they're very devoted to you, and they could even be offering you tips if you are in a business that maybe doesn't even typically receive, if you write a blog, typically people wouldn't necessarily receive tips for that, but if you have like your Cash App or something connected to it, I feel like you do receive a lot of people that are very loyal to you, like on a monthly basis, maybe subscriptions that they send to you because they are so loyal to you and they want to support you. They're very dedicated and devoted. It's a good energy to have around you, especially as supporters, because these are people that are going to be around long term to support you. It's not like one and done kind of thing. I feel like it's going to be reoccurring, and they're going to keep offering these things as a sign of their devotion. Your hopes and fears. King of Pentacles. You want stability, financial stability, to be specific. You want to be financially independent, financially stable. I feel like you want to have at least one business, if not more, but not just a business, a successful, sustainable, stable, long-term business. This is you wanting to have your shit together in the material, physical world, wanting to have a nice house of your dreams, wanting to have your dream car, all of the material things that come with this experience that we are living. It takes money, right? Money is here as a tool, just like everything else, to help us experience our most evolved, blissful, yada yada physical experience here. And I feel like you are really longing for and hoping for that level of success here in the physical world. Because I feel like you guys have achieved a lot in spirit, in source energy. Like you could be very evolved spiritually, if that makes sense. But now I feel like you want the monetary gain that comes with that as well. You want the physical stability, the material stability that comes with that, and the success and accolades even. The outcome of this for you is the Two of Cups. This is very reciprocal, very loving energy. It's a commitment, a union, a bond between two people, very devoted to each other, whether this is romance, which it typically is. It doesn't have to be, though. This could be just a deep, loving, bonding friendship. And we have one of the friends here who is standing on ground, on earth, and the other is standing in the water. They're exchanging cups. They're offering each other some really beautiful, full. It's not like one cup is busted and crusted and doesn't hold water, and one is like bright and shiny, and they're, you know what I mean? They're like of equal value, and it's very much of a deep friendship where you guys value each other. Again, it could be a relationship, but I feel like at this time for you, it's going to be friendship. Which is interesting because we literally have no water in any of this except for this last card that popped out. It's very unexpected. It's very out of the blue. Maybe it happens when this trip that you're planning, or once you finally go on what I feel like it could be happening while you're away from home, kind of unexpected, very much not your focus at all, kind of out of left field, but those are always the best ones, right? The opportunities, the friendships, the love that kind of materializes when our focus is elsewhere, because we're not so hyper-focused and so desperate for it, right? I don't feel you're desperate for it at all. I really feel like your focus is on the material world and setting yourself up for success, and this friendship kind of comes along and just makes it that much better. It makes everything that much more magical. All right, let's see. Our oracle card, Maiden. Card number 22. I actually never got this one before. The imagery is familiar to me because it's on the front of the book for the oracle, but I've actually never gotten this card. Card number 22. Maiden. The keyword is reclaim. Let's take back the power of the maiden In many ancient cultures, maidens were considered to be divine manifestations on earth. Many oracles were left sexually pure, but were also considered to be powerful beings who had direct channels to the gods. Over the years, maidens have been reduced to being people who need to be saved or supported by stronger, more masculine beings. But we say a maiden is someone who is on the cusp of embracing her freedom and is ready to enter the world as the sacred being she is. Maiden brings you an invitation to stand at the gates of your increasing power. You are being guided to reclaim your inner warrior and your divine feminine energy and your primal force of creativity. Perhaps you are afraid of how powerful you truly are. You can feel it in your bones, but worry it will spin out of control, or maybe you were taught to reduce your power so as not to scare others away. There are many prisons placed on wild women by those who are afraid to embrace the strength of a woman unleashed, but to reduce this strength within you is to dampen your soul's purpose in this lifetime. Within this force lies all you need to make your dreams reality. Maiden is of special importance. Okay, that's weird. It says card companions, but we didn't draw any other cards, so we will leave it at that. I mean, that was quite powerful. If your platform has to do with anything with divine femininity, sexuality, anything like that, I would say don't hold back anymore if you have been. If you've been kind of playing it safe, and I don't think it's the time for that. It's the time to be bold. It's the time to be seen. It's the time to be bright. Keep shining bright. Keep being yourself. And this means all of yourself, not just like cherry picking parts of you that you want to perfect and to show people so you have this so they have this image of you that you are a specific type of person, but leaving out other parts of yourself. I feel like it needs to be a complete and whole version of you and kind of an unfiltered, raw version of you as well. Show the parts of you that maybe before you were scared to show. I don't feel like I don't feel like you should be holding back at this time. Alright guys, I love you all so very much, and I will see you next time. Bye.